Hey folks, this is Tony's take on November 23rd. Today was our last day of negotiations for roughly, man, almost, I don't know, another 11 days. I don't think we come back till December 4th with the administration. And today was kind of a big day. So, for the last month or so, the university really hasn't changed its position on their financial um, proposals. It was basically for us to take concessions for the life of the contract, which we had been talking about, hopefully making a 2.5 year or 3.5 year contract. Today, though, they gave us a revised proposal based on ours that they wanted us to make the concessions, but that they would have snapback language or go back to what it was prior to the concessions after a year. There's a couple of catches though. The catch is one, it would only be a 1.5 year contract, which we're not super in favor of because we don't want to be doing this again so soon. And two, they want us to leave Articles 15 and 29, so the retrenchment and NTT articles alone. Obviously, there's some really disconcerting information in Articles 15 and 29, which, if you were here this past summer, you remember the force majeure and you remember the RIF, and there's nothing to prevent that from happening again if they are still in the contract. So we have a lot to think about and a lot to talk about as a negotiating team and as a chapter. We've made some other progress with some language and some other articles, but today I felt personally like it was the worst first real kind of movement that the university has made. The thing that's kind of tricky for me though is I don't know if it's movement as much as they started in a much more kind of draconian position. And now it seems like movement, but really it's just going back to what they offered us in the summer without pay to the RIF list and cutting retiree dependent healthcare benefits in March. So, we voted down that ratification, and I'm not sure this would be much different. In fact, it would be less appealing, and it would require us to basically let go of all the work we've done to help our own job security with Articles 15 and help the job security of our NTT colleagues in Article 29. So, it was a hard day of sort of processing, and we meet twice a week at night, so we're going to be meeting again about a half hour to talk more about this. But that's kind of where we're at. So I am sure that we will be contacting you guys, trying to get more information from you about what we want. You know, I feel like my opinion kind of changes every 10 minutes on it. In some ways, it might be nice to get this over, but in other ways, I'm not sure it's beneficial to the chapter for us to make this deal for such a short-term contract and without any more security or protection of tenure or even NTT multi-year contracts with what they've offered us. So that's about it. We spent most of the time today in negotiations and caucus talking about their proposal, and I imagine we'll spend most of the time tonight talking about it as well. So I don't have much more to update. I did do an interview with Rich. Hopefully, you guys have seen that. And if you haven't, we recorded it prior to today's session. So make sure you look at the disclaimer at the beginning and at the end of that recording, because at that point, the university hadn't moved on their proposals. So today changed that a little bit. So make sure you keep in mind the fluid nature of doing these videos. That as quickly as I can get them up, things are changing. Okay, I have a half-hour break before my next meeting, so I guess I will talk to you guys soon. Although this may be the last time I talk to you before our Thanksgiving break. So be safe, enjoy your break, relax, eat much, eat little, whatever you do. And I'll talk to you guys next week sometime.